Yellow again. Um, yes, I have the same fit on the second day, but that's just how I felt. Anyways, let's get into it right away, into my topics. First thing I kind of wanted to talk about was in friendships, you know, do I really like these people or am I just used to them? That's a thought that's been on my mind recently since my relationships with my friends aren't the greatest. I feel like every now and then, me and my friends, at least one of at least one of the people who I'm friends with, one of them just stops. Like I stop being a friend with them, basically. So, for example, last summer, I was really great friends with one person in the group, and the other person was just like in the back, and I didn't really want to hang out with them. And this year, it's the opposite. I'm now friends with the person who I didn't want to hang out with last year, and not close to the person who I used to hang out with. I was starting to think, do I really like them? Or am I just used to them? And I feel like that's a great question for me because, like I spoke about in my last video, I'm the kind of person who lets people come to me instead of me coming to them since I'm not a talkative person and I'm not great at conversating. These friends, both of them, uh, basically came to me. I pretty much had no choice in it. The first one basically forced me to be friends with them, and we've been friends for, I think, maybe 4 years, or maybe even five now. And this is the one who I'm great friends with right now, or I guess closer to. But I'm not sure if I really like them, or like if I do actually enjoy hanging out with them. And I don't think I've given it enough thought. But also, it's really hard to just stop being friends with someone who you've known for a while because you've told them your like a lot of your secrets, they've told you a lot of their secrets. Like you've both really gotten close and you know so much about each other, but you've never given the thought of, do I actually like them? Since it's always just been for me that these people come to me instead of me coming to them, which I think creates bad friendships since I didn't even really choose to be friends with this person or make relations with them. The other friend was friends with the person who I first became friends with. I know that's a little bit confusing, but basically, them, we used to play a lot of computer games. Now I'm straight away from that, but it took me a really long time to get close to them. I'd say maybe even 6 months, or I'm not exactly sure, but I would honestly say 6 months for me to be in a call with him alone. With the first person, it was a lot easier because uh, they were the kind of uh, they were the kind of person who would just talk and talk, and I wouldn't really have to conversate. If this other person, it's kind of the opposite, and that makes it really hard for me because I'm already bad at this, and they're also bad at it, and it makes it really hard for me to become friends with them because of that. I was basically forced into it as well because they both, in their opinion, everything went smooth and everything was fine all along, but I know it wasn't. And basically, I was forced to become friends with them, And now I'm not sure if any of it is real on my side. I think I really am just used to them because they're both of them, we've had so many conflicts. Of course they've ended pretty quickly. They're not long lasting ones, but still, we've had many conflicts and many long conversations where we're just arguing with each other. And I don't think that's healthy in a good friendship. Because of that, uh, I feel like I need to somehow find like an excuse or something that lets me end the relationship or a friendship, I mean. But I feel like that's really hard to do because I've known these people for so long and they're really close to me. But it makes it really, really hard when I feel like I'm not even like friends with them and I don't like hanging out with them that much. So I just don't really know what to do on that side. I just recently made a new friend because of the new school year, and with him, I've really had no conflicts, and we became friends really quickly because we have things in common, and I enjoy hanging out with this person. We're both close because we both want to uh, hang out with each other, and we both trust each other because we actually like smoothly got into being friends instead of being forced into it. And I think that's how every friendship could be because otherwise, I feel like it's just gonna lead to unnecessary arguments and unhealthy friendships. Anyways, I think that's enough of that theme. Let's talk about a similar thing, but this time it's basically like the opposite side. How do you handle feeling left out without getting bitter? I think this is what a lot of my friends feel, and I think I could definitely do a better job of explaining to them that sometimes it's just like not the thing I'm looking for. It's not really, I guess, the vibe, or I just you don't need to always hang out with your friends. It's good to be alone, or it's good to hang out with other people. It's good to make connections. You don't really need to always hang out with the same group of friends. But if that's all you have, then I understand it's really hard. It is. But you just need to give other people time, or you just need to really make sure that this is what you want and this is the friends that you're gonna have for maybe the rest of your life. You need to make sure that these are the right people, that these people respect you, that these people want to hang out with you. I feel like it really is just, you don't really have to care that much about other people's plans. Just sometimes they don't want to hang out with you, and that's fine. Just let it be. You have so many chances to hang out with your friends, and if they don't want to out with you for one little second, it doesn't mean that you're not friends anymore. It just means that either they want just a little time away from you, or it just doesn't fit the vibe, or I mean, it could be some bad things as well. Although I also like feel left out sometimes. You just really need to think about it before you go into accusing the other person of hating you or not wanting to hang out with you because they like don't like you anymore, even when necessarily that's not true most of the time. Now let's go on to the third topic, maybe even the last topic. I'm not sure, this might be a shorter one. Why is it hard to be vulnerable even with the people I trust? Now, this, for me, I really relate this. And it's because, first of all, you still have that thought back in your mind that maybe these people will judge you, or like even if they trust you, maybe they'll give this info out to other people, or maybe they'll judge you because of it, even if they're not going to tell you about it. You're just scared to see other people's reactions to your um, drama, or if most people are scared of insulting their friends, or being like really honest with them and telling them that, hey, what you did, it was bad. And a lot of people just stray away from that because they're scared of judging, or they're scared of what the other person will think of them after that. And because these people are your friends, and they've been your friends and people who you trust for your whole life, you're scared to tell them something negative. I've never told my secrets even to the people I trust the most. I have at least maybe three maybe 3 or 2 people who I can trust with my whole life, but I've only told one of them, who's been my friend for my whole life, all things about me and just my life in general. Everyone else just basically knows me for who I am, or just little things like crushes and how I feel about people, but they don't know the big secrets or any of the deep parts in my life. And I think it's necessarily not bad to do that. I feel like you don't have to share everything with the people you trust even the most, because some things just, or like maybe like especially traumatic things, I feel like they should just be kept to yourself. Or at least if you do talk about them, then um, let it be with maybe a therapist, or let your friend know if they're comfortable with you, with this conversation being told. I feel like it is difficult to just be vulnerable with people because of these things being like really deep secrets, and I feel like you just want to be positive with the people you trust most of the time. You don't want any of the negativity like ruining the mood or ruining the experience that you guys have. You just want everything to be nice and calm. But I think it's okay to still talk to people about these deep things. I feel like that was enough. Um, I don't think this was my best. I feel like I double backed on myself a lot, and I wasn't saying what I actually believed sometimes. I was basically saying what's coming to my mind because I am freestyling this. So, yeah, I don't know. It was fine. Bye bye.